I'm here with Rowan to talk about the incredible festival that is happening this year. Well, it happens every year, but it's happening this year again in Tampere. Help me out here. What's the right way to pronounce it?
SaariHelvetti, the Island of Hell Festival.
I could have not said it any better myself. I probably would have butchered it four times along the way. So, thank you very much for taking the time to come on the channel to chat about this incredible festival that's happening August 2nd and 3rd, if I'm not mistaken,
August 2nd and
are
3rd.
if my dates are correct. And it's the 10-year anniversary.
10 years, yeah, it's been 10 years of moving 15,000, 16,000 kilograms of shit and urine back and forth on a ferry.
Wow, you're making it sound so appealing.
It's great. It's 10 years. I can't believe we got that far from a festival that we started off like we're 1,200 people more as a joke to the fact that it's one of the highlights of the Finnish medal season. It's amazing. We're just so excited, and I think the lineup is pretty it pretty much tells the story of the festival as well. We have a little bit of everything, and of course we have Tormi and Kätilöt headlining the whole thing, and they started off the whole of SaariHelvetti. Without them, the festival wouldn't have ever started.
And I'm so excited about that because you don't know, like I'm a huge fan of them. I have a tattoo on my leg with their logo.
Oh,
Um,
you have it too? I have
what?
it as well. We like cows with a stamp on it.
Once again, you have a really knack for words.
I do, right?
You know,
But I'm South African. That's what we do.
oh, well, that explains it. That explains a lot. I'm Portuguese, so we're maybe mentally connected.
Yeah, probably, probably.
In terms of the way we think. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of the band, so I'm really looking forward to it. I love the lineup that you put together. It's a really crazy, strong lineup with Flesh God Apocalypse, Before the Dawn, Atlas. I mean, there's so many great bands, both from Finland and outside of Finland. Um, putting the lineup together for the 10th year anniversary, was it more challenging than previous years, or maybe a little bit easier?
Well, no, it's always challenging, I think, every year because we want to try and offer something different. But obviously, there's only so many metal bands in Finland that we can run around. So trying to kind of make sure our lineup stays fresh and we're not having the same artists all the time. Turmi and Kätilöt, of course, is our house band. They're not going anywhere. But and then also because we're competing with some big festivals like Wacken is going on at the same time, so the international artists are really a little bit difficult. And of course, our budget is different because even though we're a very established festival, we can only take 2,500 metal guests on our little island. So the budget is not as big as many other festivals. So it's always a challenge putting them together. And then getting the bands that are touring and trying to get something fresh and new and something we haven't tried before.
I think you achieved that with this lineup. Is there any band on this lineup that you personally are looking forward to seeing? Maybe you've never seen them before.
Necrogoblicon for sure. I don't
Have you
think they've
seen them
ever been.
before?
No, they've never been to Finland either. It's their first time. They're losing their Finnish virginity, and I've never seen them before. Really, never seen them before. I didn't really actually. I have to be dead honest. I didn't know much about the band, but their agent, I work with him a lot, and he kind of reached out and he was like, "Yeah, I just started working with this band, Necrogoblicon. You got to check these guys out." And then I opened a couple videos and I was like, "What the fuck? I mean, I have to have these guys at our festival." And then the same day I made an offer and we went back and forth a little bit and we got them over. And I'm looking super forward to it, especially now when then the new singer Dickie Allen, I think it's gonna bring even a bigger element to the whole thing.
Funny enough, the first time that I saw them was at a festival in Canada, in Montreal, Heavy Montreal in 2019. And I had never seen them before. So I remember telling my son that I don't care who's playing, where they're playing, we're not missing that set. I can miss anybody else, I can miss the world, but I'm not missing Necrogoblicon. And I've seen them a few times since then. Quite the show. Quite the show. Great band, great energy, and they put on an incredible stage performance. John Goblikon is definitely the hype man of all hype men.
Yeah, and I mean, it turns out we're just becoming like a whole goblin festival. I mean, we have Fintroll coming, and we have Necrogoblicon coming, and then we have Mortis from Norway coming, and then we might also have a troll kind of walking around the island, maybe doing some stuff. You never know, you might run into. So we've all of a sudden we become a little bit of a little troll goblin festival, and I'm really looking forward to that, especially having like Fintroll and Necrogoblicon play the same stage on the same day. Oh no, sorry, Fintroll and Mortis on the same day on the same stage. So we have a little like the second stage is turning into a goblin stage.
That is super cool. That is super cool. Now, for those like me who've never been there, who've never been to the festival, what are some of outside of the bands, obviously, because that's what brings people, but outside of the bands, what are some of the highlights that we can look forward to? Things that you feel like are definitely should be highlighted.
Well, the ferry trip on its own is it's really beautiful. Even if the weather's really bad, it's still beautiful. It's a 20-minute ferry drive from the city center. First, you get to see Tampere city if you haven't been there, because you have to walk through the city center to get to Laguntori Harbor, and then you get on the ferry, and it's a 20-minute ferry drive just for you and your metal friends. That I mean, the ferries are only for us and for our festival guests, so there's no you're sharing it with everybody who's into the same stuff as you. And you know, the ferry captains, they love heavy metal as well, so they have heavy metal playing, or if somebody brings their own boom box, it's fine. And then you take that 20 minutes, you get to see breathtaking views of the city and the surrounding nature. And then you get onto Vikinsari, which on its own is a nature reserve as well. And it's all really pristine, and we take really good care of the place. And you're just surrounded by water and nature, and it's your own little, you know, your little metal island. And you're just with your own people. And I think that's what makes us really special.
It's a little paradise.
I like to think so. Yeah, at least it's a paradise for us. We do a lot of other stuff on the island. We work with the local theater, and we have a blues festival there, and we work with the local we do like a yoga festival. So we do all kinds of stuff on the island. So we spend a lot of time there. And at least for us, it's kind of an oasis in the Finnish summer. But I mean, on top of that, we have two places where there's different kinds of stuff. So we have the Rock and Tit stage, which has different kinds of performances on Friday, and then on Saturday it's only a burlesque stage. So we have all kinds of like the hottest names in the local burlesque scene are on there all of Saturday. Then we have a new stage now, which we're doing for our 10-year anniversary. The old what they call like the Tanssilava, which is an old wooden building there. The oldest in Tampere, or even maybe in Finland. I know it's the oldest one in Tampere. And that's our 10-year anniversary stage, and we're gonna have unisex bingo, where the winners of the bingo, they win dildos, of course. And then we're gonna have some other kind of bingo, and then of course the most important is heavy karaoke from 6 until midnight every day. So
Wow,
that's our 10-year stage.
so there's a lot going on. When it comes to food and drinks, well, how do you guys set that up? Because once people get to the island, you're kind of in the island.
Oh no, we sorted for that because the island has a highly rewarded restaurant on the island, and
Oh,
they've won all kinds of like best restaurant in Finland kind of awards and stuff. And then they have a big ass kitchen, and then they cater all around the festival area. So we have normally we try and have at least 5 or 6 different food options around. And then of course we have the normal Finnish makkaraperunat, like sausages and chips and stuff like that. And then actually my parents, they make their own handmade full meat artisan sausage. So they do hot dogs as well. So I have mom and dad there
wow,
working
that
the
is now
magic.
that
Yeah.
is super cool. Now
Handmade sausage.
that
And
is
then of
super
course,
cool.
because I'm from South Africa, then the whole like South African way.
Wow, that is super cool. I like the vibe. It has a little a very family driven vibe, not just because you're there with your parents, but even the vibe in terms of the people coming. It has a little bit of a homey atmosphere to it in the island, and having all of these bands playing there, I'm sure it adds to it as well. Over the years, I know it's 10-year anniversary. Did you think you would make it this far?
I know that I think every festival promoter hopes they'll make it this far, but you know, during the turbulence of Corona, I was definitely not sure. I mean, we were one of the lucky ones. We got to do the festival in 2020 and 2021, but it was an uphill struggle for sure. And I was pretty sure. I mean, the 2021, I was still really optimistic because all of us thought, you know, like, you know, Corona is going to pass. This is just a little flu. It's not going to take long. And we did the 2020, and then everything shut down again. And then I was like, no, no, this is it. We're not going to make it. And in the end, I mean, 2021, the festival starts on a Friday. On the Monday, we didn't have any permits because we were still going over Corona. Like, can we organize this? What has to be done? And and the officials kept changing everything what they wanted us to do. We needed to do this, we needed to do that, and yeah, it was Monday afternoon. I was like, fuck. I mean, our main stage is up, and we still don't know if we have a festival.
Wow.
And it was at that stage when I was like, oh my goodness, because this is done. And then obviously with the festival, you prepay a lot of stuff and you don't get that money back. Insurance doesn't pay for Corona cancellations. And had that festival not been able to go through, then yeah, we would have been a little bit fucked.
Wow. So you guys dodged the bullet.
Yeah, no, actually, I need to be dead honest. The heavy crowd dodged the bullet for us because what they did in the end, and we were the only festival in Finland who they did it to, was that we everybody had to have a mask. It was non-negotiable. All of our guests had to use a mask. The only time they couldn't use a mask is if they were drinking or eating, and they can only drink or eat when they're sitting at a table. And that was the way we were allowed to organize the festival. And what we did was we just went on social media and we said, went on social media and we kind of wrote a thing saying, guys, we really need you guys to help us out. And then obviously we had an announcer at the festival as well, but it was just kind of like, heavy people, we need your help. And they did it for us, and they made sure that we now have permits for our 10-year anniversary as well. And had that been any either other kind of music, any other, anything but metalheads, that would never have gone through.
I don't think you would have had the support the way you did this way. If there's a great thing about metal is that everybody really feels like part of a family and a community, and we all pull for each other and we all help each other out. So I'm glad that you were able to get that through, and seeing how close you were to the knife's edge and just making it. It makes this year a lot more special.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think there's going to be a couple of emotional people there when we get Turmi and Katilat up on stage, kind of everything circling back to that 10 years ago thing.
So the
I
question
heard you're going
is,
to be doing something with them as well,
yeah, the
apparently.
question I was going to ask you, are you ready to see me in a gimp suit? That's the big question because
Oh hell yeah, I'm ready to see you in a gimp suit.
because the suit has been purchased. I'm actually going to give it a test run in the next couple of days, and I'm planning on doing a little promo video for the festival with
Okay.
said suit on, because I think it's only appropriate. I feel like I have to not only try it on but promote the festival while trying it on.
I'm
So
down with that.
yeah, so I have some cool ideas for what I want to do. I had also some ideas that my wife was not very cool with, like for example, me in the suit cutting the grass. She didn't think that was a cool idea, but
What's wrong with
but
that? I mean, that's a normal Sunday afternoon kind of thing
yeah,
for
like I was
people.
thinking of doing like regular daily activities that you would do normally, but just with the suit, like going through the drive-through at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like something like that. She didn't think that any of those were appropriate, so I have to kind of revamp what my plan is for the suit. But
So
I'm
is it going
I'm
to be like a
super
more like a bedroom kind of thing, or
yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do more of a living room, bedroom filming thing. Obviously, I want to include Turmion Katilot in the promotion and the festival. So I'm trying to think of a crazy way where I can bring all three together under one roof in a minute long video so that I can use it as a reel on Instagram and that kind of stuff. But I definitely want to do something because I've never done anything like this before. So I need to get into the spirit ahead of
yeah, you
time.
need to
So
get your musician kind of, you need to get your entertainer thing going down.
yeah,
I
yeah,
also heard
like
something about a cowbell.
yeah,
You do
I
cowbell
heard
roll.
from Meek as well that he has some plans for some cowbell.
Yep.
Thomas from Before the Dawn also hit me up and he says he has some ideas about doing something during their set. So I think we're going to be super busy. Never mind interviewing bands and vlogging and recording everything for those that are not able to be there to see exactly what they're missing out on, so that maybe they can buy a ticket and go the following year. But I think we're also going to be busy doing a lot of stuff with the bands, which is going to be really cool. I also have some ideas for something that I want to do at the festival involving some of my friends that happen to sing in these bands. I have a lot of great content ideas. I'm really happy that you're giving me free reign to exercise my creativity and do all of this crazy stuff. But when you book a band like Turmion Katilot, I think pretty much the canvas is completely empty and you can draw whatever you want on it.
Yeah, and I mean the whole festival name is supposed to be like that, SaariHelvetti, Island of Hell. that was a joke from the start. It was supposed to be funny, and chill. It's not a like in Finnish. It's not like it's a funny kind of thing, and we've always been down with. We have no problem laughing at ourselves and laughing with people that do it, and Turmion Kätilö is perfect for that because that's exactly what they do.
Yeah,
And I mean, you guys as well. I think you guys are going to fit in great. We're looking so forward to having you.
I'm looking forward to being there. We haven't been in Finland since 2019, right before the pandemic. We went to Dark River Festival that year.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember seeing you there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we made great friends at Dark River. We plan on going back at some point in time. We visit Tampere when we were there, and I love the city. I think it's for those of you in Helsinki, I'm sorry, but I prefer Tampere. I think it's a better city. It's just I'm sorry. I know I'm going to upset some people, but I just think the city is great. The people were phenomenal. It has a little bit more of a I don't know of a homey feel to it that Helsinki is a little bit colder. I find is a little bit colder of a city, but yeah, looking forward to being back. I think it's going to be a great festival. I love the lineup that you put together for these 2 days. A lot of great bands, and I think for the ones like people like me overseas, this is a great opportunity to see bands that otherwise you're probably never going to see touring in North America. So I hope that a lot of people watching this and watching our vlogs and stuff like that get inspired to come to Finland to this festival because it's just a great opportunity to check so many bands off of your bucket list.
Which band are you looking forward to the most?
Wow. If I well, Turmion Katilot definitely. I mean, like you don't get a tattoo on your body of and then say like not to
Did the
mention
band pay for that?
yeah, and not mention them. So I would say them number one. Outside of them, you know, probably Before the Dawn and more Subita. I've seen Wolfheart a bunch of times, but Before the Dawn, never seen them live before.
Yeah,
Uh,
more Subida's cool. They're doing really well in Finland at the moment.
Yeah, and,
Really
and and I've
well.
known Mika for a very long time since well from the time when he was with Wolfheart. So I think those two for me probably are the ones that I'm most excited about outside of Turmion Katilot because I've seen Flesh God Apocalypse, I've seen Aborted, I've seen all the international bands that you guys have there. I've seen them before. There's a few of the Finnish bands that I've seen as well, like Fintroll and Sepharum. So it because those tour in North America more frequently. Do you know what I mean? So it's easier for me to catch one of their sets. Actually, I just saw Fintroll at Inferno this year. So the two to me that I'm like, you would have to drag my dead body, out of the island for me to miss their sets would definitely be Before the Dawn and More Subita, just because I really love the guys and I really love their music.
And then more Subida's vocalist Emily, his other band Dead Set is playing there. I highly recommend their band as well.
And
It's
I
pretty
knew
cool.
that he was
Emily
a
plays
singer in that
guitar in it.
band. Yeah, I knew he was a singer in the band, but I've never heard any of their stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Emily sings in Morse, but then he plays guitar in Dead Set. It's a pretty cool band. If you have time, they're playing first on the Friday, but if you have time, come check them out.
Oh, I'm not missing anybody. I'm not missing anybody. I'm catching a little bit of everybody because we're gonna be busy running around and doing all sorts of stuff, but I don't want to miss bands like this because it's really an incredible opportunity to see them. How is the stage set up for you? Like how long before the festival do you start to build up and prepare and get everything ready?
We have the second stage we bring out already on Monday. The festival starts on the Friday, so we start off on Monday, and then the main stage comes on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday we do our toilet run. We have 30 portable toilets, which we bring on the island empty, and then we take them off the island full on the ferry. So that's our 16,000 kilograms of urine and urine and shit I was talking about right in the beginning. So yeah, we bring them on empty and we take them off full because there's no place on the island to empty them out. So we do that on the Wednesday, and the Wednesday we bring in all the other stuff, like tables, chairs, alcohol, tents, all of that stuff. But the stages we start already on Monday and Tuesday.
Wow, I started putting everything together. It's almost like
Yeah, it's really slow because of the ferries.
yeah, I was gonna say it's almost like 70,000 tons of crap, the return.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I feel sorry. We have a guy, Pablo. He does our crap runs. He's the one who drives with a forklift back and
What
forth.
a
And
shitty job that guy has.
what a shitty job, but he's the best forklift driver that you'll ever see because if he drops any one of those in the lake, Oh, it's going to be expensive.
Wow, wow. The crew that you have is that been the same crew that you've been working with over these years, over these 10 years?
Pretty much, yeah. Obviously, some people, grow up and move on, and we have some new people joining us as well. But yeah, no, we've had the core team is still with us and doing the same stuff for the last 10 years, which is absolutely amazing. It's so cool that our team has stayed the same. Um, and people still want to be part of the whole SaariHelvetti and them journey. It's a cool thing to realize every day that, people wake up and they still want to do this stuff with us.
And when it comes to merch, do you guys gonna have some festival merch, band merch? Is there gonna be anything like that? Like,
Yeah, we have festival merch, and all of our festival merch are always limited edition. So what we have on sale at the festival is the only thing we have on sale. We don't do reprints or anything like that. So there's only a certain amount. Stuff like festival t-shirts always sell out, and we always have a special, really limited edition t-shirt. We have boxers and panties and
butt plugs?
normal
Any butt
hoodies
plugs?
and what's
No
that?
butt plugs? No butt plugs? No.
No, but that's why we have the unisex bingo. So
Oh,
people have to go play the bingo. If they win in the bingo, then they get butt plugs. But that's up to them. I cannot win everything for everybody. And then yeah, most of the bands bring merchandise as well. I mean, almost all the bands do. If they have merch left over at the end of the summer, they normally do bring.
wow.
So and we take cash. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to draw out money first. You can come with a Visa or MasterCard or debit card
You
that
just
we
read my mind because that was gonna be my next question is how do people pay for it? So you have options.
Yeah, we have all the normal payment options. So people don't have to worry about cash or anything like that. And we actually prefer cards anyway. It's easier and it's more hygienic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. I also prefer to pay on card as much as I can. It just makes life easier. Who walks around with a whole wallet full of money these days?
Well, people who have it.
Which is not anybody attending the festival or musicians for that matter, because
Yeah, maybe the ones that have the VIP tickets. They're almost sold out. 2-day VIP tickets are already sold out. There's a couple of Saturday left and Friday, but if anybody wants to come as a VI, come to the VIP setup, then they really need to consider buying the tickets now.
and overall, how's the ticket sales going outside of that?
The ticket sales are going pretty good. I think if things keep going the way they do, we're looking at a sold out festival, which is be awesome. I mean, a 10-year anniversary and sellout, that would be insane. If not sellout, it's going to be close. But I think we're going along in a sellout pace this time around.
I'll put the links in the description of the video for the tickets. Send me the links for the VIP and the regular tickets. I'll put them in the
Will do.
description of this video. That way, people can still try to grab some tickets if there's some tickets available. I have a feeling it's going to be sold out, to be honest with you.
Well, I really hope so. Obviously, sold out is always sold out, and it always makes it more special for us, and it makes it more special for the guest visiting the island. We've been sold out quite a couple of times through the years, and every time it's always felt that much more special. Um, and I mean, it's a 10-year anniversary. Everything that goes good is going to feel great.
Yeah, I mean, it's 10 years anniversary. You're going to have me in a gimp suit. How does this not sell out? Seriously.
Gimsuit, lead cowbell player,
I mean, like on those two things alone, I mean the gimp suit by itself is already a selling point. I might not auction off, but I may give it away at the end of the performance to a lucky person in
sounds
the
great.
audience. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of demand for that for a used gimp suit, but
I'm sure it's going to smell great.
I'm
Um,
sure, I'm sure, I'm sure it's the gift that keeps on giving. And speaking of people attending, do you normally get more people from Tampere coming? You get people from Finland, outside of Finland? Do you have a
I think
gauge of the audience?
I think about 50% of our people are from the local region, Tampere and the surroundings, maybe another 15-20% from Helsinki, and then the rest of the 30%. Majority of people come from Finland, but more and more over the years we've been getting international guests as well. Not a huge amount, which obviously we hope that'll grow, but about half are local, yeah.
Do you worry about that because you're limited to how many people can come because you're on an island? It's not like you have unlimited real estate where, there's room for growth. Your growth is really tapped at what you have. Does that hinder the growth of the festival outside of Finland?
Maybe. I think maybe one of the issues with the outside is it's as much as we try, people don't realize how easy it is to come to Tampere and then get on a ferry and come to the island. It's not intimidating at all. You buy the ticket, and there's four ferries that leave from the same place, and it's as simple as you just all you need is that one ticket, and that's your ticket back and forth. You get a wristband, and that's it. It's super simple. Um, Obviously, the capacity hinders us a lot, which which makes it difficult, doing the lineup, like say for this 10-year anniversary, is because we always have to do something better. It's not good enough for us that we keep doing the same level of stuff, and the money doesn't really increase because the capacity doesn't. And that's a little bit of an issue. And I think, I love my hometown and I love my city, but I think one thing that is also an issue for us is the hotels keep pushing their prices up all the time, and that definitely has an effect on people coming from outside of the city.
Do they increase the prices around the time of the festival? Because that would be shitty.
Yeah, no, they do. They increase it around the summer for sure. And there's a lot of stuff always happening, and the hotel prices are insane. It's really expensive for us as well, to even just to have the band stay there. And I think that's something that, well, lucky for us, I mean, we only have a set capacity, but it's definitely something that probably keeps a lot of international guests away because it's actually cheaper most of the time to be in Helsinki than to come up to Tampere, which is a big disappointment in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you want to really. I think the beauty of the festival is that you want to take in as much of the city as possible. Like when you're not at the festival, then you're like taking it in the culture of the city. Like I said, I've been there. It's a beautiful city.
Oh, it's insanely beautiful.
It's a
It's
beautiful
insanely
city to
beautiful.
spend time in.
Yeah, and otherwise Tampere is a little bit cheaper than Helsinki. So like where the hotels are more expensive, obviously food and drink and stuff are a little bit cheaper up here. Um, but it's an insanely beautiful city. There's water, nature is super nearby. It's a big city, so there's plenty of things to do, but it's not a massive city. Everything is close by, everything's a walk away. And we're a music city. In terms of population wise, we have the most gigs in Finland throughout
And
the
you
year.
also have, for those that have never been there, there's the Beaver Bar, which I think it's a must see when you come to Tampere. I loved my time there. The guy that run the bar was super welcoming to us, let us do all sorts of videos there. Super nice people. I mean, everybody that we met when we were there were nothing more than welcoming. I mean, they were just great hosts, and I fell in love with the city. So I think the festival has so many selling points from that standpoint for those coming from abroad that it gets kind of lost perhaps at bigger festivals. To be honest with you, I think bigger festivals are great, but it doesn't have the same vibe. It doesn't have that same cultural vibe that you can get out of a festival like this one, where you can experience the city, the bands, and then obviously the festival grounds, which are very unique.
Yeah, and we're a chilled out festival. It's not, I mean, like you said, I mean, big festivals are cool and you get to see big ass bands and the whole experience is different. We're a little bit more chilled out. I think I find that I think if we were to think of a festivals which are more similar to us in terms of, like feel and stuff, I think I see Numirok and Dark River Festival maybe being more of our kind of like twin festivals. Um, just because of the fact that we're outside of the city, even though we're kind of like even though SaariHelvetti is in the city center, but we're really out of the city center and we're a little bit more chilled out. Our bands are a little bit less mainstream in that sense. Um, so if you're into those festivals, I'm sure you'll be into us as well.
I love the vibe. I love the idea, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great trip. It's going to be a great festival. You can't understand how excited I am about this. All the ideas that are running through my mind, all the things that I know we're going to create amazing content for those that are not going to be there. Like I said, my hope is that we start a little bit of a fire under people's asses so that they can see what they missed and they can see how cool everything is, and then start to look at the calendar for 2025 and making their plans to come over and visit you guys.
That would be awesome. And then also just to come and support our hometown Tampere. We're big on our hometown.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I mean, it's a great city to visit. There's a lot of things to do. My recommendation was not to come just for the festival. Is come for a couple of days before the festival, so you can take in a little bit of the city even before the festival starts, and then stay in for a couple of days after the festival, so you can really enjoy and experience everything the city has to offer, which is a lot.
Yeah,
And don't
exactly.
forget to do some sauna while you're at it.
Yeah, a little bit of sauna and go to the Museum as well. I mean, we have the Moomin Museum. Who doesn't like Moomin?
I totally agree with you. And there's a place with a tower we went to last time. I can't remember where it was. They sell
Yeah,
donuts.
yeah, Pyynikin näkötorni, the Pyynikin Observatory.
That was really cool.
Yeah, and they have the best donuts in the world. That's what they claim, and that's what we believe.
And that's what my stomach believes as well, because I had a few while I was there.
Yeah, no, and the whole thing with Pyynikin, the observatory is I mean, the nature around it. You know, the big trees, old trees, and you can actually see Vikings out where we are if you kind of just walk a little bit to the side. Then there's a view over the lake where you can actually see the island.
Yeah, it's a beautiful view. We went all the way up to the top. It was windy that day. Actually, Asim was with us, and we were up there.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, yeah, he was our not our tour guide, but he came along for he was our tour guide in Helsinki last time we were there, and then we brought him over. And Ari was there. He was our tour guide in Tampere. Took us around to see everything. So we had a great time. Yeah, we had some donuts. Yeah, delicious. And we went up to the tower. It was windy as hell, but the view was just breathtaking.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful city. It really is. And then if you want to get another perspective, then you can go up to the Torni Hotel, the big 25-story building in the city center. They also have a view deck up at the top on the 25th floor, which is free for everybody. You don't have to buy a drink. You might think that you have to buy a drink, but no, it's free for everybody, and you can get a different view. You can get the city view from up there, and then from Punic, you get the whole panoramic view.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, man, Rowan, thank you very much for your time, man. I really appreciate talking to you about the festival. All the information, I'm going to put links in the description of the video, not only to the Facebook page, but to the tickets, to the VIP stuff, so that I want to see this 10-year anniversary to be a complete success and sell out the tickets as fast as we can. Don't want to leave it for the last day because you guys, people don't definitely want to miss this incredible lineup. I mean, Flesh God Apocalypse, Termion Katilat, Before the Dawn, Ad Infinitum, Aborted, Necrogoblikon, first time in Finland. I mean, if that's not a selling point right there, I don't know what it is. It's going to be a crazy, crazy fun lineup. Insiferum, by the way, with a new album coming out. Fintroll there as well. Who else is there? Warman is there as well. So you're going to see Petri twice. You know,
Yeah, and then you have Mortis, who's going to be doing a special set as well.
so the lineup speaks for itself. I think it's a great lineup, great atmosphere that you guys are putting together. I'll be seeing you on August 2nd.
I'll see you there. Thank you so much for having me. It was great talking with you.
No problem. My pleasure.